Okay, so I just had to come out to the abandoned house and pick up a few things that were left over here. And yeah, I got a little bit of news for you guys. Okay, so I got something interesting to show you guys and talk to you guys about when it comes to the property and the town that this house is in, Salina, Oklahoma. So the residents here in Salina got a tax bill of $1.6 million increased from the taxes from the year before. And it is wild. And I'm going to guess a lot of you guys didn't even know this was possible, even though you didn't know this could happen. And maybe it can't in your state, but in Oklahoma, I guess it can. And it is absolutely terrifying when it comes to your personal money and taxes. So let me lock this up and we're going to go to the house. Got to take care of a few things over there. And let's get into today's video when it comes to the tax increase in Salina, Oklahoma. It is wild. Wait till you hear this. Well, I made it back to the house. I had to go to the abandoned rent house to get my jackery and get some tools I had over there. I stopped by the feed store and got some feed. I'm going to go ahead and mix up their feed in that big black trash can. And because I kind of been doing my own mixture of feed, buying a couple different feeds from him and mixing them up myself. And last time I just dumped the laying pellets in, but this time I'm going to actually do the mixture that I've been doing before that they seem to really like. So they're going through the feed pretty good right now. Oh yeah, look at you run. Did you guys lay any eggs? Did you lay any eggs on the ground in here? Oh, let's see. There's one there. I see 3 over there maybe. So we got a bit of a front that has come in and it's starting to mist a little bit. Let me check these eggs. Brandy cleaned out the nest box last night because they quit using it because they were bedding up in it, pooping in it. I'm actually going to close it from in here. They're not laying right now. Okay, we got 1, 2 in there. So it might be a minute for us to have to break them from laying on the ground again. I'm going to get into the tax situation in just a minute. And my title might have said we were fined or we were taxed something $1.6 million. When I say we, that's we as a township, as citizens, as residents of Salina. And it's a crazy, crazy story. And I won't go into complete detail, but I'm going to give you guys enough detail to get what's going on. It's absolutely insane. People's taxes went up anywhere from 30 to 40, even some like 200, 250%, depending on the situation. It sounds unreal, but it's real. And I had no clue this could even happen. It all stems back to the school system. We'll get into that in just a minute. Okay, this is actually a bird mixture my friend makes at his feed store, and I'm gonna mix it with some laying pellets. So it seems like the chickens get bored with the laying pellets, but they love this bird mixture. And just to make sure they get enough protein, I've been mixing it. You know, they seem to really like it. You could probably mix it in this blue one. We may do that. Let's mix it in the blue one first. Might be easier on us. And then what's left over, I'll mix in this black one, leave it in there. Yeah, so we were shocked as residents of this area with this high bill. It's literally insane, guys. Yep, it's absolutely insane. And what we have found out is that it was kind of a secret deal, and typically, really no normal citizens that didn't have insight knew about it. But let's get this mixed up and then we'll get into that. So you can see, got a mixture here. And we'll put some of them laying pellets in there and I'll mix it up some more. So I just came out here a second ago and Gunner was acting crazy and the peacocks were screaming. So I don't know if that black creature came back or what. I got Gabby and Gracie and the other dogs pinned up right now. I'm gonna let them out in a minute, but I don't know what was going on. But none of them were happy. You can still hear Bobby right now. So we feed this to the peacocks too, and it's been, they love it. No complaints. That's probably pretty good. Dump all of it in there. See, they're wanting it. They're wanting it pretty bad. This actually holds a little over 50 pounds. It might hold like 75, really. You can see they're wanting it. They ate the last of it yesterday. Oh, get that on there. Then we'll move it over, and they'll be happy. Yeah, this front rolled in. I think I'm gonna go start a fire too after I talk to you guys about what's going on. So we got our first initial taxes on the rent house, which that was crazy. I'll show you. I'll talk to you a little bit about that, but mainly I want to talk to you guys about this $1.6 million tax bill. They like this new feeder because they can eat whatever they want, and somehow it just keeps getting full for them. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. What are y'all doing? It's ready to go over there. Get you some. Get you some. Look, they're all looking for it. I put it back in your little hut. Go over there. There you go. She's wanting fed. Everyone's wanting fed. Imagine that. Look, it's right there. Go in there and get some. It's full. It's ready for you. Yes. I'll show them for a minute. I'm going to go throw this in the barrel. Only 2 of them's over here. The rest are trying to scavenge what I dropped. Enjoy. Let's go in here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and grab these eggs. That's what I had to do yesterday too. I think we had about 6 eggs yesterday. So as long as I keep up with them, we'll be okay. Actually, I might just roll them in here and we'll come get the basket later. Three. There's one right here. I don't know if that's I don't know. Okay. What's that rooster doing? A chicken? The duck. Leave that duck alone. Leave the duck alone. Yeah, you, buddy. You leave her alone. That's rude. Okay, have you guys ever seen this? The chicken's breeding the duck. What is going on? I don't even know. What just happened there? Okay, that is wild. I did not know roosters would breed non-hens, non-chickens, but you literally just bred my duck. I'm sorry, I don't know what their names are. Look, oh gosh. That's what the rooster was doing, chasing the duck around. Have you guys ever seen that before in your life? I literally never seen that. Okay, I got a friend coming by. I don't know if that's him or not. He borrowed my bobcat the other day to do a job. He's bringing it back by, dropping it off. I've been sick the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. He said, hey, I'll unload it. You stay over there. Don't get me sick. So, yeah, you might see him come up here in a minute, and he's going to take care of that, he said. Okay, so this is the craziest thing I have heard in a long time. So we got our tax bill in. And as of right now, we owe $2,113. This actual bill is, the county assessor is looking at it, and this may get adjusted because our rent house was over assessed, I think, last year. So we're looking into all that. So that's not what this is about. What this is about is what's on the taxpayer breakdown, the mills and the amount. And everyone in Salina, Oklahoma, I didn't know if I was going to make a video about this, but the more I sat on it and the more I thought about it, I was like, you know, I've never heard of this, and it's probably a pretty good chance a lot of you guys have never heard of this or even thought this was even possible. This was even a possibility to happen. So come to find out, without going into this major detail about this lawsuit that the school got themselves into, I'll discuss a little bit about it. But what comes down to, we all started getting our tax bill, and there was an increase in some people's 30%, 40%, and my in-laws were up like, I can't remember, like it was a crazy amount. Some people were up 200% depending on the value that was assessed and how much they had to pay to the school on this lawsuit. And people started going down to the courthouse. I went down to the courthouse, to the county assessor's office, and took in the tax bill, just to have them go over it with me. I've never actually talked to them and went over each line and what it consists of and why it's this and why it's that and how they break it all down. And it was crazy when it comes. Okay, so let me go right into how this $1.6 million tax got passed on to the community. It's pretty crazy. My father-in-law, mother-in-law, they don't even live in the town of Salina. They actually have a Pryor address, and they got this tax bill because it's considered in the school district of Salina. And we have a rent house, you guys seen in the beginning of the video, in the town of Salina. So it directly affects us, our family, and a lot of our friends. And it's crazy. So the Salina school got sued. There were some things that happened. I'm not going into great detail about this, but there's things that happened with one of the teachers, and a big cover-up that was going on with students. It's crazy ordeal. It was all over the news not too while ago. You guys could probably Google it, look it up, and see exactly what's going on and all that. But what it came down to is that the school ended up getting sued because there was a big cover-up inside the school system with past administration. No one in town wants to talk about this publicly. No one wants to go on YouTube or Facebook. There's a few people that have spoken up, and there's a few people that have been interviewed on the news station. They asked me to be interviewed. I declined. There was enough of the residents that was already interviewing. I didn't think it'd do any good if I got on there. So I figured I'd just make a video and tell you guys about it. It's absolutely wild. So this lawsuit came about because of teachers, what a teacher had did to students, and the big cover up that the past administration did. So this group of parents, I assume, got a lawyer and sued the school district, Salina School District, because of this cover up that they did. It's crazy. You look it up. You guys look it up. I don't want to go into big detail, like I said. But what it comes down to, so the school end up getting sued and settled for $2.6 million, a $2.6 million lawsuit. And the school only held a $1 million insurance. So with this lawsuit, the insurance paid $1 million, and then the school was reliable for the other $1.6 million. And from what I have talked to people, and I actually talked to the superintendent, the only way, I guess, or saying the only way that the school district could pay for that other $1.6 million on this lawsuit was to pass it on to the local residents, the local people who reside in Salina, Oklahoma school district. And what's crazy about it, what makes a lot of people mad, made me mad, is not just the big tax increase, but it was the lack of transparency. It was the lack of letting the public know this was coming. It was wild. So let me give you the breakdown of what I had to deal with last week. We got our tax bill. I went to the county assessor's office. They broke it all down for me. Showed, what are you doing, Kat? They showed me everything that was going on with it. Told me when it come to, come here, kitty. Is that too tight? Come here. Come here. Okay, we got a cat. What are you doing? Get back. Okay, anyway, so attempt to figure out what's going on. Went to county assessor's office after getting all broke down, and then when it comes to the increase from the school board, from the school superintendent, no one really knew. No one knew who authorized to settle this lawsuit. It was actually a well-deserved lawsuit for the circumstances that happened. You guys, it's crazy. So I'm not upset about the lawsuit at all. What I'm upset about is the lack of transparency, the lack of letting the public know what was going on, and obviously the increase. That was very disturbing to see this increase on everyone's tax bill that was unexpected from us. No one knew about it, but it was never that I seen or anyone that I talked to has seen where they were saying, hey, get ready because there's going to be a 30% plus increase on your tax bill. It was kind of just it just hit us with it. So I went down to, I'm kind of repeating myself a little bit, so forgive me for that. I went down to Mays County, talked to them, and they directed me to go down and talk to the superintendent about the actual increase itself and get answers there. And they were not just me, they were directing everyone to go down there and do that. So I think my father-in-law called them. Tons of people went down there the day before I did. And I'm sure the county assessor was getting hit with probably hundreds, if not 1,000 phone calls and people showing up like myself trying to figure out what was going on with this big increase. So I make my way down to the superintendent's office like they suggested. I walk in, and the lady at the front office asked me if she could help me. And I said, well, maybe I want to talk to someone to kind of show me where this increase is and who authorized the increase and all that. So she goes over it with me, shows me. So then the superintendent's there. So I actually end up talking to him, and make a long story or a long conversation with him short. It comes down to, he told me that I asked him who was responsible, who okayed the settlement of this lawsuit, who okayed this to go directly to the residents of Salina, and he said the Salina School Board okayed it. He didn't okay it. So what it comes down to is there was a lawsuit, $2.6 million. They could either settle it, the school board that could settle this lawsuit with these victims, or they could try to take it to trial, and win it that way, because maybe they didn't think there was enough evidence or whatever. So obviously there was enough evidence, because from what the superintendent told me, that the school board had counseling on, I assume, the lawyer, and they said, it's probably safer to settle the 2.6 or take it to trial and potentially be a $10 million lawsuit. And I think with the counseling, I assume the lawyer or whoever else was counseling the school board members, it'd probably be in the best interest of the community and for the victims and everything else, just to go ahead and settle the lawsuit for 2.6, because it could be potential 10 million. Going back to the insurance, the school, I was told that the school actually had opportunity at one point to settle for the 1 million that the insurance would cover, but it was kind of like, no, we're not doing that. There's not enough evidence. This is all false. I guess that's what I was told. I don't know how true that is. Fast forward, because I guess this big cover up at the school system went on for several years. The past administration retired, new administration took over and inherited the problem. And I don't know if it was the same school board members or not. I don't know. What it comes down to, the school board thought it was probably the best to just settle it. And from everything I have read and people I talked to, I would say they probably made the right decision, obviously, because if they took it to trial and the school board lost it, it could have been up to $10 million, and they only had $1 million insurance. So $9 million could go onto the public. There's my buddy right there. So I'll talk to him for a minute and I'll be back. Okay. So they settled lawsuit because the residents could potentially be on the hook for $9 million. I didn't even know this was a thing. I had no clue that a school district in Oklahoma could get sued, and if they don't have enough insurance, that they could actually put that burden onto the residents of that school district. I had no clue. Leave me some comments down below what you guys think about this. This is just, I've never heard of it. Anyone I talked to has never heard of it. And they're saying that was the only option they had. We have no clue. There's actually a school board meeting tonight. They're trying to get answers, because if there's another way, and I even think some people are talking to lawyers and trying to get this figured out, because if there is another way to pay it, other than passing it on to the residents that had nothing to do with this lawsuit whatsoever, we just happen to live in the school district or own property there. Like, we don't even have kids that go to school there, but we own a house down there. So we get that burden passed on to us. And what's wild about it is that it was a big secret when it comes to this increase. Literally no one that I talked to knew this was coming. And then whenever I was leaving the superintendent's office, the lady and the superintendent both kind of made the comment, like, we didn't know it was going to happen this year. And I said, well, wait a minute. So you knew the increase was coming? Yeah, we knew it was coming, but we didn't know it was going to be this year. We thought it was going to be the following year. And I said, well, why didn't you guys just announce that? Why didn't you put a post out? Why didn't you put something in the paper about how there was an increase coming? And they knew about this months ago. I guess they assumed they had another year to prepare, and it just kind of came on them, which I don't buy that at all. Regardless if they thought it was going to come in the next year or this year, they should have made it known as soon as that vote passed, or even before the vote passed. Hey, we're gonna be voting on this. You guys come express your feelings about it. To my knowledge, that was never acknowledged to the community, that they could. That rooster's going after these ducks. That they could actually. I don't know. To my knowledge, that was never an option for the public to go talk to them about an increase. No one ever heard that there was actually going to be an increase on our personal taxes. That's where everyone's kind of like, there's like a mutiny about to happen in the town. I mean, there's an uproar, and rightfully so. I'm not happy. No one I know, obviously, is happy about this. Like I said, we're not responsible. Like we had nothing to do with this, and now the burden's passed on us. So that's what's going on in our little town, and how we all got pushed, $1.6 million pushed on us, and it's over the next, superintendent told me next 3 years. It's not going to increase every year. It's going to stay the same percentage, I guess, whatever yours is now. It's going to be like that for 3 years. But we all know, once they start getting money from you, they never give it up. Somehow, there's always something else going on. I don't know if that was their only option. I like to think it was, and they made the best decision they could with, I don't know. And there's really nothing I can do about it, but I wanted to bring that to y'all's attention. Did you know you could be responsible if your local school district gets sued and they don't have enough money to cover it, that could be passed on to you? And there's so many people in our community that struggle financially as it is. This is right before the holidays. You know, your taxes are due on, let me see, I think by January 1st. Let's see, there's actually an option to pay half of it. Let's see here. Total due. We got total due right now of $2,000. I don't see, but there is a option to pay 2 halves. I don't see where the first half is actually due. I think I read or seen or someone said, okay, return this stub before April 1st. So your first payment, I guess, is due January 1st, and the second is by April 1st, I guess is what it's saying. But it's crazy. So I didn't know that. Let me see comments down below if you guys knew anything about that. But I will show you this, and I'll show you this. Let me show you this. There's a breakdown, and it says school district sync fund, $831. And then there's actually a school district general fund of $622. If you add that up, that's almost actually it is, because there's another $8,800. There's school. It's like $1,500 of the $2,200 that's owed is going to the school. That's crazy. Just wild to me. Absolutely wild to me. So this was our first bill. Like I said, we're getting it worked on because our actual house was overassessed, and they are going to, I think, attempt to fix that for us. And but yeah, with all that being said, this was a big shock to the community. Like I was saying, Christmas is coming just within a few weeks. People can't even hardly buy groceries as it is, or pay their electric bill, or even get their kids Christmas presents. And now they got to deal with this huge increase from the school getting sued and not having enough insurance coverage to cover that bill. So now the burden passes on to all these residents. I'm not going to ramble anymore, but I was very upset about this. And I've calmed down over the last few days, and I was, you know what, I think it's time to make a video about it to share with you guys. You guys know I make tons of videos on all kinds of different topics, a lot of times what we're doing in life, but when I find things that may be helpful to you or interesting to you guys, I share it with you. I think this is very, I think you guys really would want to know about this, because this could happen to you guys, and it could happen out of nowhere. And I even asked the superintendent, okay, what if there's multiple lawsuits? And say there was a $15 million bill. What are you guys going to do with $1 million lawsuit? Well, we increase it to $3 million. So this is crazy. It can literally happen every year. And I don't understand how the actual residents of Salina, or where you live, could be at fault and have to pay that. I just don't understand that. They said it was some old law in Oklahoma. I don't know. You guys got any insight? Leave us some comments down below. Let's have a good conversation in the comment section about this and about what you guys think. I just know it's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But anyway, it's like, yeah, leave me some comments down below. And yeah, I hope you guys found this useful, helpful, insightful, and you kind of know what's going on in our town. All right, we'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.